All right, class. Next knot is actually not a knot, it's technically a hitch. The Clove hitch is incredibly useful. So this is a very fast, very versatile way to create a hitching or a lashing. That is, affix the rope in a specific spot to some other object external to the rope, like a fence post, a literal horse hitching post, a tent stake, a tree stump or tree anchor or rock anchor for climbing. You would not use a Clove hitch to anchor this for rock climbing, to be clear, but you can create a Clove hitch and then put it over things shaped like boulders and rocks and posts to have the line sort of affixed to that thing for medium duty work, not necessarily life-saving stuff like a double figure eight. Okay, so this is very, very quick and easy. This is one of those knots that you'll be able to pick up and tie without looking at it and untie without having to look at it, because in technical forestry work, we use this sort of thing so much that you stop thinking about it. It just becomes muscle memory, which is nice. You're not really thinking anymore about how to tie your shoes these days. Hopefully. Okay, on with the knot. So, a Clove hitch. I'm gonna twist with my right hand to put a little loop in the line. And my right hand has the loose, free, or working end. So, right side over left, in my case. Then again, right side over left, exact same thing. It starts to look a little bit like a pretzel coming together. So this is the first loop, here's the second loop. We take the second loop and hide it underneath the first one. And that's the whole thing. Now we place it around a tree stump, or a tent stake, or a hitching post, and gently clean it by pulling it tight. A Clove hitch looks like this. It's got a very characteristic 2 loops on the backside, and then the free working end passing under the hitch, and the standing end also passing under the hitch but going the other way. On the backside, we'll see 2 loops, and then the working end and the standing end passing under the hitch. And the friction of this overlying the working and standing ends of the line, that's what holds this particular hitch securely in place. On the other hand, this is a professional and working knot. This will not bind up. You can always get a Clove hitch free. So you would just slide the tent stake out and the whole thing comes apart. Make sure to apply torsion to the line so that there aren't any kinks or latent tension in the fibers that will wear them out or stretch them. Let's do it again. So anywhere on the middle of the line that you need it, we'll twist this to put working end over standing end in a simple loop, and then do the exact same thing again. 1, 2. Place the old one over the new one, and then place it on the hitching post, or tree stump, or tent stake, or post on your trailer, or whatever. The backside has very clearly the 2 loops, and the front side has the working end and the standing end held securely in place with just a little bit of friction. And again, since this is a professional knot, it is a non-binding knot. This will never tighten down so much that you can't get rid of it. So you just pull the thing out and go. Now, if your post or tent stake or other hitching point doesn't have an open end, there's no end to the top of the tree, you can't slip those 2 Clove hitch loops over that, not a problem. If this is a column that is closed on both ends, like attached firmly to the ground and attached firmly to a ceiling, you can still tie a Clove hitch around that. Not a problem. So, in that case, you are creating your 2 coils by wrapping around the thing, and then when you've completed the second coil around, you tuck this through. And that forms the clove hitch. Okay? So, with a standing post, wrap it around once, and then twice, going over the first one. And then tuck the free or loose or working end under that extra wrap. So you have those 2 wraps in back, and in front you have that working end and the standing end underneath the hitch that holds it tight by friction. So what this does is, this is a great way to affix a line to a tree, and the knot won't capsize under normal working conditions. That is, it won't roll against itself and pull too hard and just sort of pull through and come loose. So when you have closed ends on both ends of the post or tree or column or rock or what have you, then in this case you have to feed it back through, and the whole thing, because it's non-binding, comes apart very easily. So let's see those techniques again. First, open post method is right over left, right over left, old over new, place the tent stake or post or what have you through that, and gently clean, tighten, pull the thing taut. 2 loops in back, working end, standing end, all held nicely in place by a single over-crossing hitch. Pretty cool. When you're done, slip out the post or pull the knot, ease the knot up off the post or tent stake or whatever it is, and apply torsion to get the kinks out of the line. You're good to go. The other method, with a closed post or affixed post on both ends, is to wrap the clove hitch line around once, going over the other end of the line, then cross the first loop that you made, wrap a second time, and then tuck the working end of the line into just that second wrap. So, by other means, we get to the same end. 2 loops in back, and on the front end, working end of the line, standing end of the line, with the over wrapping hitch to hold everything in place with a little bit of friction. Okay? You can think of this as a split pair of loops, or cloven pair of loops. This is the clove hitch. One more time with each technique. Right over left, or left over right, doesn't matter, as long as you do the same for both. Right over left, old over new, put the post in the middle, tighten down the hitch so that friction does its work. 2 loops around the back, working and standing end of the line, crossed once by the hitch. Tying this with a closed-ended post, wrap it once, wrap the working end of the line over the standing end of the line, cross over and downward beyond the loop that you just made, wrap a second time, feed the working end through just the second wrap. Pull the line tight from either the free or the standing end, and we get that clove hitch. 2 loops in back, working line, standing line, hitch.